Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. I don't know about you, but if you use a site like, maybe you'll notice it on YouTube, maybe if you use something like Instagram. I was seeing this a lot on Instagram, especially today, the day that I'm recording this. There's so many advertisements coming up on the site. And on these advertisements, they're usually related to something that you've shown some proclivity or some inclination to be interested in. So for example, if you follow a bunch of people or like some posts of people who are doing online marketing, you're going to get ads of people who are doing online marketing. Or if you're looking at pictures of people working out, you're going to get ads of people who are working out. And if you're interested in that thing and then you see the ads of those people, again, if you think anything like me, you might see them and be like, damn, that person's doing this person's doing this. And you might start to think, if you see enough of these ads, that damn, maybe there's a bunch of people doing all these things and they're doing more than I'm doing, or they might have better ideas than I got, or they might be doing it faster, or they might have more success, or they might be doing it bigger. This is something that happens to all of us, and this is not a brand new concept. This is something that a lot of people have been talking about on a more macro level when it comes to social media, period, especially like with kids feeling depressed and stuff when they see other people who it looks like they're doing better. But this happens with adults just as much, and I'm sure any of you adults watching this, if you are active on any of these platforms, I guess it happens on Facebook too, even though I don't use Facebook that much. But YouTube, there are ads on every video on YouTube. I don't really pay attention to them as much as I notice an ad on Instagram. But it's the exact same thing happening for all of us all the time. And what I've really thought about today was, as of course those ads can distract you, and if you see somebody that maybe in your same vertical doing something that you're not doing, you might be like, damn, maybe I need to do that, or maybe I could do that. You could do that, and you get distracted. Maybe your mind is going in different directions and you're losing focus on what you should be doing, or you're looking at what you're doing and wondering if maybe you're doing the wrong thing because you see all these other people doing all this other stuff. And of course, if somebody's shooting an ad, they're going to put their best foot forward, right? Put themselves in their best possible light. Who knows if what they're showing is what is really real, but that's a whole different conversation. What I got to thinking about was one of my favorite books, which is called The 50th Law by 50 Cent and Robert Greene. And that book is all about fear, getting over fear. And Robert Greene makes it very clear in the book that the fear that he's talking about is not the fear of death, or the fear of getting shot, or the fear of getting beat up, or the fear of some street shit happening. Because when people think of 50 Cent, they think of the street stuff and the stuff he raps about or what he does on his TV shows. That's not the type of fear that the book is about. The book is about the internal fear that all of us have of doing things differently from how we've always been doing them, or the fear of the scarcity mindset that some of us seem to walk around with, not even realizing that we have it, thinking that just because somebody else has a certain level of success, it means all the success is gone and nobody else can get success. Or the fear of, damn, if this person's doing this and they're doing it 10 times bigger than me, that means I'm a failure or something's wrong with me because I'm not doing it as well as that person, if whatever they're doing or whatever they're showing is the actual truth of what's going on. So the fear that I think gets planted in a lot of our minds is not the obvious kind of fear, not the fear of calling somebody, or the fear of public speaking, or the fear of getting in an argument and not knowing what to say. Those are the external surface level fears that everybody knows about. I'm talking about the internal fears that many of us never voice, many of us never talk about unless we're talking to a therapist, or we're talking to one of our close friends or our significant other, or you're talking to somebody who's coaching you. I'm talking about the internal emotional fears that we have, the fear of not being enough, or the fear of, I don't know, I might run out of time before I ever get to the level of success that I want to get to, or the fear of all these other people who I know or I know about, they're going to out-achieve me. They're going to out-succeed me. They're going to outpace me. They're going to make more money than me. Or the audience, whoever the audience may be, could be 10 people you're thinking about, could be 1 million people out there. They're going to see them as bigger than me, and then I'm going to feel like I'm less than just because other people are getting more burn than me, or they're getting more attention to me. These are the type of fears that they get planted in all of our minds in this subtle way over and over again, as we, again, if you're like me and you utilize these platforms and you got them all on your phone and you're going on them every day, not because you're looking at everybody else, but because you're using them yourself. Like, I use these platforms myself more than I look at other people's stuff, but you can't help but to see other people's stuff if you're using it, right? And these people who work at these companies, the YouTubes, the Facebooks, the Instagrams, the TikToks, the whoever, they know what you like. All right, they know everything you're doing on your phone. They probably listen to everything you say. They probably know every location you go to. They know everything you're Googling. They know what you're liking when you're tapping on stuff. They know what you're typing in your messages. They know what you're hashtagging. So they got algorithms to figure out exactly what you think about, exactly what you like. And based on your activity, they keep updating those algorithms automatically every single day, all day. They're working even when you're sleeping. They know what you're thinking. So those algorithms are designed to keep showing you things that you keep responding to, that for whatever reason you're responding to or reacting to or giving energy to, and they're going to keep showing you the things that they think are going to move you to some type of action, doing something different. But what happens, it happens in our minds. The alchemy happens in our minds more than it happens with our thumbs and the things that we're tapping on, is that it creates this subtle type of fear within us, like, damn, I'm not good enough, so maybe I need to do what that person's doing. Maybe I need to click on their ad. Maybe I need to start doing what they're doing. Maybe I need to start running my own ads. Maybe I need to start posting pictures like that person. Maybe I need to start doing videos like them. That's the internal fear that we start to feel, and it causes us to lose our focus. It causes us to stop focusing on the main thing, stop letting the main thing be the main thing, which is a cause of a lot of people's failures. We start going in all these different directions mentally. And the point that I want to get to you all through this video is that when you start to get distracted and lose focus, you start to look at what everybody else is doing, or I mean, when we're talking about social media, I guess we say what everybody else is claiming to be doing, because you never know what people are really doing based on what they're saying on their social medias. I mean, I'm sure you already know that as many years as we've had these platforms, is fear that's talking to you. All right, it doesn't mean, I'm not telling you to not look at what everybody else is doing. You shouldn't, as much, probably not as much as you already are, because one of the keys to focus, the keys to a lot of successful people's success, and something that I've said in my own videos many times over the years, is that the less attention I pay to what everybody else is doing, the more of my own shit I get done. But even if you are looking at what everybody else is doing and you start to feel, uneasy yourself, that's because there's some level of fear deep down inside of you that's being touched on when you see what somebody else has going on, or again, claims to have going on. Don't let that thing get distracted. Don't let that thing distract you. You can note it, pay attention to it, but treat it all like data. Treat it like information. You need to treat what other people are doing online the same way that Instagram and YouTube treats it. All right, they don't give a damn emotionally about what you're doing, how much money you make, how many followers or subscribers you got, how many likes you got. They don't care about any of that. You know what they care about you? To you, they're just a number. To them, you are just a number. How many followers you got? How much engagement do you have on the platform? How many ads are you clicking on? What should we show you next? You're just a data set to them. You're not a human being. They don't care about your heart, your feelings, your thoughts. All they care about is what can they do to get more engagement out of you, to get you staying on their app and using their shit, and it's going to make them more money. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because that's their business. What I'm telling you is you need to start treating other people's stuff, the stuff that they're posting, treat it the same way Facebook and Instagram and YouTube treat you. Treat them like data. It's just information. It's just something that they're sharing with you. If you can use it, use it. If you can't use it, throw it away. If you want to use it later, put it aside somewhere, but don't let your emotions get engaged in it, because when your emotions get engaged, it makes you weak and it slows you down. And when you slow down, life starts passing you by. And if life is moving faster than you're moving, you're losing by default. Work on your game. Dre all day.